men are suffering. They have different problems than women have, but they don't have it better.
We tried to tell y'all, but we all got dismissed as, oh, stop mansplaining.
They need our sympathy, they need our love, and they need each other more than anything else. They need to be together.
Do you think women understand what it's like to be a man?
Do you think women understand what it's like to be a man?
Hell no, to the no, 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 hell to the no.
Who has easier lives, guys or girls?
Guys.
Why guys?
They have not many problems to deal with.
To deal with? Yeah, that's fair.
Definitely girls.
Girls have easier lives?
No, definitely guys.
Guys? Okay, why is that?
There's a lot of sexism in the world today.
Yeah.
Guys.
And why is that?
Because they don't have everything to deal with from the emotions and all that sort of stuff as well. So they just have it so much easier than girls.
All right, cool. So we're here with?
Amendim.
And who?
Natalie.
And Natalie. All right, so the first question I'm going to ask you guys is,
do you guys want to know why her titties are so big? Because they are filled with a whole bunch of lies. Of course it's easier being a man. All you have to do is be exceptionally flawless, be strong and shredded like an ox, have an IQ of Albert Einstein, be an absolute professional, and make zero mistakes.
Where's the easier lives, men or women?
Men.
Why do you say men?
Because men suck.
Men suck?
Yeah, so they just have the easier life. You guys just have shitty personalities. You guys just suck.
We all have shitty personalities?
Yes.
How does that give us an easier life though?
Because it just does.
Isn't that kind of sexist?
No.
Would it be racist if I said black people have shitty personalities?
Yeah.
So wouldn't it make you sexist if you say men have shitty personalities?
Okay, but you can't tell me you've met a man that has an okay personality. That's is it a shitty person?
Do you have a father?
That I haven't seen in 3 years.
That explains a lot.
Bomboclot!
Men ain't shit.
You mean it?
I mean it.
Drop a hot take.
Men are trash.
Why do you feel that way?
Terrible experiences.
No. All men are trash?
It's like if all men get hurt by you saying that statement, then they're a part of the problem. If they don't get hurt by that statement, then they're not a part of the problem.
Do you agree with that statement, all men are trash?
Yeah, I agree.
Now, if you guys awaken your cheek-slaying shutting gun and open your thought-a-gun, whenever a woman says, I know a lot about a man,
Men are trash. Terrible experiences.
or she talks like she understands a man, about 99.99999999999% of the time, she is talking about only being used for sex, a cum bucket. But the truth of a matter of fact is, she will never truly understand the hardships and struggles of a man's life and what kind of issues that a man goes through on a daily basis.
I feel like men, simply just by being men, even no matter how aware they are, because of the existence of the patriarchy, is reinforcing it either way until we can get on a consensus for equitable action. Men just being men are inevitably going to be trash, even if they don't think they are.
Bomboclot!
No, I said the majority of men that I had experienced
were trash. But you did say the majority of men are trash.
Bomboclot!
Are you able to come on this podcast and say that men, I don't remember exactly what you said, but it was something like men are trash, right?
No, I said men are nasty, but then I said all humans are nasty.
But I'm saying what men are trash, that's common in society, right? Women are trash isn't. Men are held accountable all the time, every day.
But so are women. Women are held at a higher standard.
No, we're...
Bomboclot!
I honestly think that it is absolutely so terrible for a woman to grow up for the rest of her life thinking she's the victim, only to get hit with the cold hard fact that she is the privileged gender that society caters to. And in this documentary, Norah Vincent absolutely crushes the patriarchy argument in every single way.
She's hardly a supermodel or movie star, but today, Norah Vincent is getting the full-blown glamour treatment. Norah's a writer, and one of these shots will adorn the cover of her new book.
This wasn't just a stunt. This was about learning. This is a human project. It was about finding something out about the human creature, and I learned it the best possible way because I went through it.
What Norah went through, or more accurately, what she became in the last 2 years, was a man.
Yeah, a little bit shorter on the top. Okay.
No, Norah didn't get a sex change operation. She did it the old-fashioned way, with acting and a disguise. At 5'10", 155 pounds, and wearing men's size 11 shoes, Norah was a natural. When all the pieces are together, hair, makeup, voice, posture, style, the transformation is complete.
Walk like a man, talk like a man, walk like a man.
And Norah Vincent becomes Ned Vincent.
Do you think women understand what it's like to be a man?
Not at all. No clue. No
Happy
idea.
she is a she. The irony is not lost on Norah that it took a trip into manhood to help her appreciate her own femininity.
I'm so much closer to myself than I ever was, that I really like me. I really like being me, and I really like being a woman.
Did you like being a woman before, Ned?
I did, but I like it more now, because I think it's more of a privilege.
I like it more now, because I think it's more of a privilege.
In other terms, allow me to put this into context so you bumblecluts have a better understanding. When Miss Norah Vincent was a man, she felt alone because society does not care about her or her feelings. But when Miss Norah Vincent was a woman, society and people tend to help her more because, like she said, being a woman is a privilege. I want you guys to think of it like a game of chess. Andrew Tate?
For a man is harder than life for a woman. We need to have a lot to be an important man. To be a woman, you need makeup. If you're truly beautiful, you don't need anything else. I've been on boats in Dubai with 19-year-old Moldovan girls. The guy who got that boat needed $100 million. Makeup. Same boat. That's how hard it is. Look at a game of chess. The king moves one square at a time. What does the queen do? Zips here, zips there. Easy for a chick, right?
Who has easier lives, men or women?
This question always causes so much controversy, so let's talk about it. Full disclosure, my nuanced take on this is that men and women both have difficult lives depending on the pathway that they choose. They both have a path of least resistance, and they both have a path of the most. But what I think this question is really asking is who can get the furthest in life or live the best in life while doing the least? And the answer to that would have to be women.
You smart, you loyal, you grateful.
The only way for a woman to truly understand just how difficult a man's life is to simply walk in his shoes.
I wanted to enter male spheres of interest and see how men are with each other. I wanted to make friends with men. I wanted to know how male friendships work from the inside out.
Ned's first act as a newly minted male was to join that quintessential bastion of camaraderie, a men's bowling team. The only problem was she's a terrible bowler.
I probably bowled before this 3 times in my life, and that was, in high school when you do it with both hands, So it was just insane for me to walk into this place without any.
And why didn't they just run you out of town when they saw how bad you were?
It's an amazing thing because I think, that shows you the generosity that they had.
It was the first of Norah's many surprises. She thought these guys from a working-class Pennsylvania neighborhood would mock Ned's bowling and reject him as a guy. But from their first meeting, they accepted Ned.
The handshake was unbelievable. It blew me away the first time I shook hands with a guy, a strange guy. And I was amazed because you think of women, we're so nice, we're so easy, men are so mean.
The team had bowled together for 9 months, and gradually, Norah gained entrance into the inner sanctum. She found that all the cussing and good-natured ribbing is just how men often show affection for each other.
A lot of women say it's difficult to bond with a man.
Men ain't shit.
But the truth of a matter of fact is, you can give a man and his pal a freaking yoga ball, and he can absolutely have a fucking blast with it.
Perfect. 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 Perfect.
Norah came to see that between men, intimacy is sadly lacking.
There's a tremendous potential for tenderness between men, and I'm not sure that it's always realized, and it's terribly sad.
Cracking the mystery of a boys' night out is one thing, but what about the explicit world of a man's sexuality?
I really ran smack up against the difference between male and female sexuality, is that female sexuality is mental. It's up here. And male sexuality is a bodily function. It's a necessity. You just have to do it.
You went to a couple of sex clubs. What were you trying to get at?
Well, at first I thought, this is sort of the quintessential guy thing to do, right? The bachelor party at the strip club. When I told people initially that I was doing this, they'd say, oh, you gotta go to a strip club.
She says the clubs were obviously sexual, but once again lacking in intimacy, which leaves men emotionally frustrated.
I saw the men there. I saw the looks on their faces. I saw them sitting alone, nursing their bourbon, and this is not about appreciation of women, of course. It's not about appreciation of their own sexuality. It's about an urge, and that's not always that pleasurable, really.
These guys who go to these high-priced clubs would say, this isn't about pain, it's about pleasure.
Men have had the tears and the emotional expression sort of pounded out of them from an early age, and so by the time they're men, they don't even have the vocabulary anymore or the emotional awareness to really say what they're feeling.
Norah says strip joints are about pure sex drive, completely empty of any meaningful interaction, even when a woman is gyrating on your lap.
But you're attracted to women. Were you ever aroused during any of these?
I really ran smack up against the difference between male and female sexuality, is that female sexuality is mental. It's up here.
Whereas for men, Norah says, sexuality is, shall we say, below the waist.
At its core, it's a bodily function. It's a necessity. It is such a powerful drive, and I think because we don't have testosterone in our systems, we don't understand how hard it is.
So it never gets cold? Where are you back in Australia?
Throughout the project, Ned dabbled in the art of picking up a woman.
Where'd your friend go?
We went with him to this bar, wearing hidden cameras.
This is my friend JC, I'm Ned.
Norah was reminded that in this arena, it's women who have all the power.
We sit there and we, just with one word, no, will crush someone. And the thing is, we don't have to do the part where you cross the room and you go up to a stranger and say the first words. And those first words are so hard to say without sounding like a cheese ball or sounding like a jerk or whatever else.
If you are a man who cannot handle rejection, a simple no, the world will be extremely dark, especially for a passive, timid man. But a passive woman, she will get through life just fine.
Subtle things that you wouldn't notice before. So for example, not being charged for that extra drink or dessert at a restaurant, having someone offer to put the air in your tires rather than see you struggle doing it.
Because remember, dating for a woman is going on a shopping spree. But dating for a man is like a job interview. Norah Vincent will say to you that women sleep with whoever they want, but men, we sleep with who we can.
And what do you guys do?
Norah says the brush-off Barbara Jones gave Ned was typical.
She was just sort of emblazoned with hostility, you know, just looked at you and you saw everything cross her face, which was, oh, God help me, not again. I'm trying to have a drink with a friend and I've got to deal with you.
Barbara was trying to dispose of Ned before her friend returned from the bathroom.
Anyway, we haven't seen each other in a while, so just to let you know. I've got to head out to mom.
But Ned returned and told Barbara the truth about her gender.
You're saying you gave us all the lines, like, try to get rid of us. I see it, and as a woman, I have such sympathy. I'm like, oh, I hate being this guy that you're trying to get rid of. You know?
Talking to a woman, Barbara seemed more open and friendly, and in the end, actually apologized for how she had treated Ned.
So
sorry for being bitchy.
Please.
Does that kind of living in the skin of a man in the bar scene, in the dating scene, give you a different kind of respect for men?
It gives me a certain definite sympathy. And I don't mean that there's any disrespect, but it just makes me understand what's going on.
Norah, as Ned, also went on about 30 dates with women, mostly arranging them on the internet.
Did you have any fun?
Rarely. It was
just an
pretty
ordeal.
Unpleasant. Yeah.
She says the pressure of Ned having to prove himself was grueling. Norah was surprised that many women had no interest in a soft, vulnerable man.
My prejudice was that the ideal man is a woman in a man's body. And I learned, no, that's really not. There are a lot of women out there who really want a manly man.
Ultimately, Ned told most of his dates that he was Norah. Many of the women reacted angrily, but usually just for a little while. Some women wanted to continue the relationship.
They remained interested in pursuing something further, you know, so whereas...
Sexually.
Yeah, and that was heterosexual women who, that's what I'm saying. It's all up here, because they said, well, we connected, and, you know, there's something, I really like you, and I don't care. How many guys would do that? That's the difference between male and female sexuality right there.
This right here, Miss Norah Vincent just proved the red pill ideology that women, they fall in love with how you make them feel. It's the exact same way how women, they fall in love with their ears. They want to feel heard and understood. But men, we fall in love with our eyes. It's the exact same reason why women wear makeup and men lie.
Norah says she found differences not only in sexuality and intimacy, but in every walk of life.
I'm in the market for a car, and
Take, for example, shopping for a new car. Going in as Norah, the sales pitch quickly becomes flirtatious.
Any guy that gets in, it's going to feel like, okay, this girl's...
I want to date this girl just for a car.
Well, all right, well, I didn't say it.
But going back to the same salesman as Ned, the tone was all business, and the talk was all about performance.
They have the 3-liter Duratec V6 engine.
And in the end, a personal touch for Norah the salesman would never have offered Ned.
All right?
Thank you.
You're
so
welcome.
Much.
This documentary was exceptionally well put together. Miss Norah Vincent went above and beyond, and she didn't have to. That's why she will always have my respect. She's the only feminist that I will ever say that I respect. But unfortunately, I found out that Miss Norah Vincent passed away by the hands of her own doing. For my assumptions, most likely depression. Just like most men, we suffer in silence because that's what society demands from us. Society does not give a two rat's ass fucking in a ranch Dorito bag about how we feel or what we think. Now, this is truly a sad story for this woman. But for men, it's life. There's no fucking switch for us. I just want to say, rest in peace, Miss Norah Vincent. This woman is the only woman that I know who truly and genuinely want to understand what it was like being a man, to walk in her shoes. And this woman is a goddamn hero for that. And for that, in honor for her work, gentlemen, may we have a moment of silence for this woman. I have the utmost respect for this feminist because she went all out, she lived it, and even at the end of the day, Miss Norah Vincent herself admitted she couldn't do it, living and walking in the shoes of a man.
Men have had the tears and the emotional expression sort of pounded out of them from an early age, and so by the time they're men, they don't even have the vocabulary anymore or the emotional awareness to really say what they're feeling.
That's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Fuck was that? The girl shit on my fucking eye.
You better come on before you fuck up the video.
Fuck this video. You gonna blew my fucking face off.
That was the cheese blew off the pizza.